2 weeks ago, I uploaded this video you're seeing next to me of me running the Super Auto Bets Gauntlet, and I loved every part about it. The runs itself, the commentary, and the viewer response was very much the same. People dig like, here's an hour's worth of good juicy runs, and it was a great time. And then I sat back, well, my job is done. And then a whole bunch of the community, players and KelbyMG, the streamer, they started doing the Gauntlet, and it lit the fire in me again. And I wanted to run it back. That's what today's video is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to reuse the intro I did for this video here, in case this is the first video of mine or of the Gauntlet that you're seeing. And then we're gonna jump in to the completed Gauntlet with a little Rev GT Razzmatazz Razzle Dazzle. This is gonna be good. Let's jump in. The Super Auto Bets Gauntlet. It is one of the most well-known and premium challenges within this game, and the premise is quite easy to understand. You have to go through the 5 base packs in order, as you can see in the screen, and then the weekly pack, and then the custom pack. But if you don't get 10 wins at any point, you have to go back to the start, baby, back to Turtle Pack. But I've made it even better. Normally, traditionally when you do a Gauntlet, you have the setting to be versus same pack. So for example, if you're on Turtle Pack, all of your opponents are also on Turtle Pack. But not me, baby. I've set it to versus all packs, just to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more complex, and a lot of bit more interesting. This is a delightful hour we get to spend together. Go get a drink, go get a snack, and let's jump in. Okay, we are off. We are running. Let me pause here. You're seeing a lot of things on your screen right now. Let me unpack it. I need to set the scene for this incredible video. So, for each pack, there will be a sort of theme I want to discuss. Sometimes sap related, sometimes silly. It's going to be a good time. And my thought is, if you're here for the sap, there will be the sap and we will discuss the sap. I sound like Trump. But if you're here, like, if you just want a video to have on in the background, it's also sort of like a podcast. That should be fun. Also, what I've done, you're seeing over on the other side of the screen, I've included a screenshot of what the Gauntlet from 2 weeks ago, what my winning team was on that pack. So you can get a frame of reference. I thought it was a nice touch. Let's jump in! So, the theme for Turtle Pack is the life of Rev. And this is for my long-term viewers. Because, you know, like, I'm basically at a stage where I upload once a week now. And I was always, like, a frequent discusser of what's happening in my life. And a lot of people that are consistent viewers of this channel, you're just here for that. So, here for that, you shall be... how do I transition from that? Not sure. I'm basically running a solo podcast. No ad sponsor. Should I just say Better Health? Like, they seem to sponsor every podcast. No one will question it, right? Anyway, this is the Life of Rev sponsored by Better Health. So, when you are seeing this video, it will be the final day of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah. When I'm recording this today, there is 4 days left. And it goes for about 29 days. The Muslims watching, you know exactly what is upcoming in this segment. For those who don't know, you've probably heard of Ramadan, you know a bit about it. I thought I'd jump into it because it's kind of interesting. So of course, we do not eat or drink while the sun is up every day. So depending on where you are in the world, that differs, the amount. Where I am, in Padang, I start my fast every day at about 5:15 a.m. And I break my fast. Yep, breakfast at dinner time, essentially, at 6:30. So it ends up being, what, just over 13 hours of daily fasting. And how it works is like, the first few days your body's like, I want insert thing your body is addicted to. For me, it's coffee. And then by like a week to 2 weeks in, you are in the rhythm, and it's a good time. And so, like, I thought it'd be interesting to say, like, I've had a lot of friends in Australia who, out of solidarity to me, have tried Ramadan, which is super cool. I love that. That's, like, a very good habit to have, I think, if your friends have different beliefs or views. Like, get to know it. Don't just, like, see it from the outside. And of those friends, the same thing has happened every time that they try, and then about 8 hours in, they're like, I'm thirsty, I can't do it. 100% of my friends who have tried, it's the same story every time. And what's funny, right, is if the very next day I said to them, do it again, but if you make it the whole way, I'll give you $1 million. What would happen every single friend would make it to the end, no problem. And that just goes to show that to Muslims, Ramadan is like getting $1 million. Like, the intrinsic motivation is so strong. And like, why do we actually do it? Not to go too deep, but essentially the thought process is that if you are able to abstain from your worldly desires, it's not just food and water, there's other stuff as well, but that's the main thing. If you can abstain from your connection to the dunya, as we call it, the material world, then your connection to God is stronger. That's the basic concept, right? It's quite nice. And it's real, dude. It's really, really cool. But this one's been challenging for me. Partially the reason I'm uploading less. Not only is it Ramadan, we're doing it away from our home, we're staying with our in-laws. And it's hot, man. And with a 10-month-old son, he doesn't stop and think, oh, my parents are doing Ramadan, let me go easy. Nah, dude, he's full steam ahead. Lath is just starting to walk, so all day, I'm sweating bullets, man. Lath is here, there, and everywhere. It has been the most challenging Ramadan I've ever had. And alhamdulillah, I wouldn't change a thing, dude. So I'm good. I'm sweaty, and I'm hungry, and I'm thirsty, and I wouldn't change it for a thing. Anyway, that's the life of Rev. You may have just seen, I'm going to rewind a little bit. Did you see that really cool interaction that just happened in this battle? Because of the splash damage here, we get the rare visitor self-sabotaging its own team, which was stunning. And what's happening in this run? See, this is how it's going to go for this video, by the way. We'll swing between life and thought experiment and super auto pets, and we shall flow and zig and zag. This run right now, I said this in the first Gauntlet video. My play in Turtle Pack and Puppy Pack, the first two packs, were generally like, I was playing silly often. Like in this case, I saw level 3 horse early and I was like, we will build around this horse. And now I'm running a shark in 3rd position. Wouldn't recommend it. I have a leopard with no scaling. Well, giraffe scaling, I guess. And I'm sort of like caught in between archetypes. I want to carry this horse all the way. We're pinning our hopes and dreams on this horse. But it's sort of awkward now because I've got this shark and I've got this leopard, so I need scaling. But the deer is really valuable. I don't want it to go. It's odd, but remember, I'm playing against all packs, and you should win if you're on Turtle Pack against all packs. So what was interesting, actually, I mentioned at the start that Kelby was running this. Kelby in the past had done the Gauntlet against all packs, which... Nice elephant, bozo! So good. Yeah, Kelby had done versus all packs in the past, and to me, playing against all packs is more difficult because you're unable to predict your opponents as well. Kelby said he thinks it's easier to play versus all packs. And then I asked in chat why, and Kelby said, because people are generally bad at the other packs. I'm gonna hard disagree with my man Kelbs on that one. I understand his point, I guess. Like, you might get some inexperienced players in other packs, whereas Turtle Pack players should always be experienced. I disagree. I think versing all packs is harder. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We now officially say goodbye to scaling on 7 wins. And what is my team? Great question. I'm confused as well. This run took place at about 1 AM in the morning. So, you know, suboptimal play, suboptimal brain. We do snipe their snake, and we're gonna get to it here. It's only gonna get to go off once because Chile is incredible. It's a comfortable win against Vulpus Lagopus, a well-respected player in the SAP community who I'm sure many of you are just hearing of. We're gonna mushroom our horse instead of a bee in case it gets sniped. I want my extra 3 attack on my buses. Greg Paul, father of Jake, is running the Turtle Pack's Delight build. You know, like, I'm also running Turtle Pack, but have you ever seen a team built like this before? Who am I kidding? I'm no better than Jake Paul's dad. We're both scummy. I'm running Leopard, therefore I will claim scum. I will accept the scum accusations. This is a big cobra. That's a big cobra, dude. But my summons are good. My summons are clean. And we're through. Pack 1 is done. Congratulations to us. Let us advance. How many minutes are we in here? 8 minutes! Splendid. Fantastic. Puppy pack. There's the previous board that we won with. The Ellie Seal Delight. You'll catch me out here forcing Ellie Seal in this pack, as you should if you want to win. And what is the theme for this run? Funny stories from the SAP world. So, I feel like since Scooty stopped, and the competitive scene became more insular and niche, and the arena players either fell away or just stayed in their lane, we lack the cultural touchstones like we used to in this community. And I'm not bemoaning that fact, but as a result, I feel like some funny moments slip through the cracks. Why, oh why, is there a little line at the bottom of the screen? Oh, I know why. We'll get back to that. World's worst teaser. So, I was going to think of a bunch of stories, but I'm just going to do 2 here. The first story is about a man called Cotty, a legend of the competitive scene. Cotty is experienced, and you know how in Team Tour, people get referred to as seeds, like they're a 1 seed or a 2 seed or a 5 seed. What that means is that's the round you got drafted in Team Tour. So Cotty is a 3 seed through and through. The definition of a 3 seed. He rarely goes up, he rarely goes down. He's drafted in the 3rd round every season, and he's a solid player. But he found himself in a predicament last Team Tour season where he was a captain, and in the 4th round he drafted a dude called Cheese, and Cheese popped off. Cheese was playing really well, and what happens in Team Tour, later in the season, players get reseeded. So a player that's playing really well might get moved up a bit, and the idea is that it keeps fairer matchups in the second half of the season. So Cotty gets reseeded from 3 to 4. And I'm sure he must have mixed emotions about that, because he got reseeded because he drafted well, and he himself did not take it well, and he was adamant about the fact that he is not a 4 seed. So what happens? He plays his next game, and he wins. And what happens in competitive Super Auto Pets, in Team Tour or whatever, when you win, you go to the results part of the Discord, and you post your result. You know, Cotty 4, opponent 2, whatever. Best of 7. Cotty wins, and I instantly go in, and what people usually do is they react to the post by saying Watty, W, the person's name with a W at the front. I'm sounding like such a boomer explaining this. But just to troll Cotty, I write, instead of Watty, I'm the first person to react, and I write with the reactions, 4 seed. Which took me so long, because you can't reuse the E. So I had to find a different E, which was like an envelope. And Cotty sees it, and he's on stream, and he laughs so hard. And then he wants to react to what I said with +2 Rev GT. So it's going to say 4 seed, +2 Rev GT. And what proceeded was an absolute abomination from Cotty. I watched this man fight tooth and nail to react to this. +2 Rev GT has an E in it. I'd already taken both of the E's. So instead of an E, he used the number 5, which is just you'd use a 3. If you had to replace an E, you'd use a 3, right? This man used a 5. And what resulted was the biggest and most disgusting reaction post ever. And somehow it made me respect Cotty even more. The 4 seed that he is. Maybe that story was just funnier in my head and you had to be there, but I thought it was good. Here you see me hitting my pivot into, surprise, surprise, a perk forcing board. I should buy those Mosasaurus, but I don't. And as the kids say, we move. Away from the Mosasaurus, sadly enough. Why didn't I take it? Silly, silly, silly reverend. So, that was story 1. Do we even have time for story 2? Maybe I'll give you the really brief version of story 2. You know what? I'll save it for another story, or another video when I run the gauntlet for a third time, undoubtedly. Let's talk about sap. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a level on my axolotl. Yep. Or my octopus, I guess. And now the shop is forcing Mosa, and I will accept this one. And then all I need is elephant seal. And am I a one-trick pony when it comes to this pack? You bet your sweet Bibi, and I will not deny it. Was that a knock on the door? I'm talking in codes with my sister-in-law. When she knocks on the door, I can turn the air conditioner on. Long story. I don't want to. If I turn the aircon on right now, it'll power out the house. So I'm being tactical and things and such. Yeah, I'm a one-trick pony on this pack. I want elephant seal, and I hit it. Thank you very much. And now we just win. Sauropod, axolotl, elephant seal. What's funny is that I've seen other players play this pack who are better than me, and they like come up with some really funky like Puma kind of builds that works in battle and out of battle. And then you'll catch me. I'm just like, where's my Ellie seal? Oh, I got it. I won. Okay, T-Rex is gone. We're only 2 wins away. And I think if you have a pumped up Kix, pumped up Octopus at the front with Bellin, you just win. A 31-34 level 2 Octopus at the front is going to absolutely roll through teams. Case in point right here. Case Keenum. And no, that joke is not good. Wasn't close. Turn 12 big octopus, only getting larger because of my scummy perks board. We can taste Starpack at this point. We absolutely can taste Starpack. A honey at the back goes a long way. Both in life and in sap. And yeah, I got 3 lives. I can greed the level here. We're greeding levels. I should have taken that melon for my sauropod. Doesn't matter, dude. We're so strong. This guy's got double coconut. And we only need 2 pets to get through. There it is. Pack 2 is done, people. Star pack inbound. We're 15 minutes in. What is the theme of old little star pack? First of all, there's my previous team. Ostrich Ammonite. You hit that, you win. Not only that, I hit turn 1 tier 2, and it hurt me to do it, dude, because Triple Pheasant is such a good start. But a turn 1 Stork is juicy. And there we go, turn 1 tier 2 on the gauntlet, very exciting. The topic for this, or the theme for this run, confusingly popular Twitter posts that I saw this week. So in the first Gauntlet video, I mentioned my disdain for Elon Musk's Twitter activity, and the people agreed. And it's good to see that people see through his facade. Again, I don't want to be like that overly negative. He's very good at certain things in life, but being self-aware and also being a good person is not his strong suit. And yeah, I'm frequently on Twitter, and sometimes I'll just get a post in my feed that has like a stupidly high amount of likes, and I'm like, why? Why? It's not... Why? We're gonna look at some of them today, starting right here. This is what started it all off. So the original post, if we treated our Bibles like our phones, and it's like a video of her reading her Bible in bed and the places you'd use your phone. Here's the reaction. Somebody reacted to it. Realistically, how many times do y'all need to read the Bible? The story doesn't change. ... 270,000 likes on what is potentially the most brain dead. I'm not even Christian, and I was like, that is the most stupid argument you could ever make. And 270,000 people were like, yeah, I'm gonna take time out of my day to like this. Who is doing this? You can't even say bots. Who's making anti-Christian bots? What a brain dead argument. Oh, we have this book which from our worldview is like a guide to life. Oh, you can only read it once. Sorry, guys. Makes me sick, dude. Almost as sick as these level ups. I hit the elk, without a cell pet. I hit the Sparrow with no Strawberry synergy. I hit a Siamese with no Cardinal. I'll take the damn Mantis, dude. Shout out Troubadour. Shout out Metabrusque. Shout out, you know, to bring it full circle, Praying Mantis. And the person that made that post is not a prey or a mantis. They are simply stupid. Post number 2. She's just a friend. She follows you on Spotify? 260,000 likes. Who are these people? Who's liking this? This situation did not happen, PP Yauna. I get it, it's a little bit humorous. 260,000 likes, humorous? 6.4 million views, what is happening? Number 3. My son looked at me with a straight face today and asked me what my name was. I never told him. I'm crying. 447,000 likes. What are we doing? Literally, what are we doing? And now one more. This explains, by the way, why there was that white line at the bottom. It should disappear after this image. It's weird how you can actually feel it in your chest and stomach when something really hurts your feelings. 352,000 likes. So this woman is like, you know how when something emotionally happens to you and you have a physical reaction? And then 352,000 people were like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Actually, honestly, makes me absolutely sick. What are we doing? And I'm a hypocrite because I go on Twitter, again, looking usually for stuff in my wheelhouse. And each to their own, you know, so who am I to really judge? But really, that's what we're coming up with for hundreds of thousands of likes? Maybe I'm just getting old, I don't know. Anyway, back to this run. I have the Mantis. I have the... Wait, was this the one that... Did I mess up that? No. I didn't mess up the Starfish Swap. I did that at some point when I was trying to run the Gauntlet. So, my team here is... It's sad because Star Pack is a pack that I can maneuver and do cool stuff with and feel really confident that I'm maximizing it. And yet, I've run the most brain dead build. Mantis, now we just need Spino and Summons. It plays itself from here. And here I go for an interesting idea, which is a 5 gold investment for 4/4 worth of stats on this shoe build tech. Is it worth it? Probably not. We do get a win here from Platypus, 7 wins. Let's go. Let's keep rolling. So, I think I misplayed there because I bought something before realizing Blobfish was in shop, but the Blob will come in, and all we need is a Spino. All we need is a Spino. We're not going to hit it this turn. All we need is a Spino. That's not how gold works, Reverend. There's our Spino. So now it's like, yay, I'm the best, we win. The only question to make here is, do I start double killing with my Mantis? But unfortunately, this Stork needs to stay because it was our tier 1. We need to take it all the way. He might go all the way, the 50, the 40, the 30, you know, like shout out NFL and things and such. So the Stork is going to stay. We're going to bring in Spino. We'll probably hit a Pepper on it. Buy the Orca, buy the Pepper. And now this is good. This is good. This is really good, in fact. If I can turn... You usually always, like, just go beget Mantis, because you're quite predictable in a versus sense, but in Arena, dude, I'd love a Melon. I'd also love this guy's team. Have a look at it. The Pivot of Doom. 2 level 2 reindeers and a level 3 Spino. Crazy. Snixer, who I think is a newer player learning Pack 3. My friend, you have learned the Elk Pivot, and you've learned that Spino is good, so you are set. Speaking of set, I hit a sheep. which we're all happy about. And your tomato, your stock, I guess is certainly a choice. And I skipped Pillbug, which I think is wrong. And right here, here's a mistake. Look at the gold. 5 gold. Oh my god. 5 gold. Once I sell this sheep, I need to sell that Pillbug to have a pill in shop, because then I can pill Mammoth at the start of next phase and then bring in the next Sabertooth. The Reverend has missed it. The Reverend was a sleepy boy, perhaps confused by Twitter posts that receive excessive amounts of likes for no reason. This guy, level 3 camel, is going to get there. We actually almost won or drew that if the Ibex made it to the Tiger, but we didn't. And now what do? There's a blob in shop, there's a bear in there. No, all you care about here is leveling your Spino, and I think we do. Oh yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we do, and we've got a level 3 on the way. We're on 1 health, by the way. Pay attention. Ammonite? No. It's kind of scary, but I think leveling that Spino is a huge power spike. This guy's running like Sparrow with no... Sparrow with no strawberries? I guess there's one there. Yankee with no brim? Anyway, I'm going to let this run play for a little bit. I think there's a chance that I can turn the aircon on now. I'm going to go clarify. Goodbye, friends. You're on your own for a while. Actually, that's unprofessional. I'm going to pause. This is your professional YouTuber logging back on. 9 wins. Can't hit level 2 Spino. Freeze the Anteater. Buy the Sabertooth. 50-50 Mantis and a level 2 Spino is probably going to win. And this guy's cooking something. Yeah, the classic I need all my pets at the back problem. And he loses. There we go. 3 out of 7. Now we move on to Golden Pack. I can't even remember what the theme is for this one. There's my previous pack. Catfish Bro. Okay, this one is story time. The tale of the greatest Year 10 basketball team. So I will take you back to the year 2008. I'm in Year 10, which in Australia, Year 10 is the grade where you turn 15 years old, or potentially 16. And my school was a fairly small school. We were a football specialist school. However, we had some basketballers, and we entered the state basketball competition. So there are plenty of basketball specialist schools. We are not one of them, but we enter. And I want to introduce you to our team. Warwick High School's Year 10 team. At point guard, we had Tony Trzeski, Macedonian fella. And his older brother, who was in his final year of high school, Daniel, was our coach. And after high school, I played on teams with Daniel and Tony, and they are 2 of the most lovely, likable guys. But on the court, they are psychos. And they wouldn't mind me saying that. They are so competitive. They have been kicked out of most basketball leagues in our city because they're aggressive. But I tell you what, you love to play with them. Tony was like Allen Iverson's probably a good comparison, like score first point guard, and was not afraid to get busy. Shooting guard, Jareem. So Jareem was half Australian Aboriginal, half Jamaican. He had the longest arms I'd ever seen. And he would you'd be playing and you'd be dribbling and suddenly you'd be like, where did the ball go? And then Jareem's running the other way. And Jareem, another lovely dude, but was objectively a scary fella. Speaking of scary fellas, at small forward, we have Daryl. Daryl, at this stage, already had a tattoo on his forearm and was just freako athlete from day one. And Daryl was Australian Aboriginal and a quiet, unassuming guy, but man, this guy was a serious athlete. At power forward, me. Now, I'm not that tall and I wasn't that tall back then, but I hadn't really played basketball at that point, and I was just the guy that you put on the court. I'd just be crashing into people, man. Offensive rebounds, doing damage. And then at center, we had a dude called Bo Romus. So what, I don't know what like other parts of the world call it, but we call it a rat tail in Australia, where you have like one strand of hair like knotted and sitting at the back or like from the middle here. Rat tail. Bo, our center, had a rat tail. He was probably only about 5'11", but he was really strong and really aggressive. So you think about it, we're really short for a basketball team, but we have this eclectic mix of players, and other schools were just straight up scared of us. There's no other way to say it. So we go in, we win like the, I don't know what you call it, the regional, and we advance to the next stage. We're playing against a school that was, I won't say the name, but they were a basketball specialist school. And they had this superstar player. I think he ended up going to college in America to play. He was their superstar. And he was like flailing for contact. You know the classic thing you see soccer players do, like throwing himself around and flailing. The assistant coach on the team, after the second time he did it, there was a timeout, and he walked up to him and said, "If you do that again, you and I are fighting outside." And he stopped doing it, and we won on intimidation. We make the state grand final. And we're playing against a school that was not just a basketball specialist school, but the basketball specialist school. And they're walking in, and we're there before them, and we see them turn the corner. Their shortest player was taller than Bo, our tallest player. I'll say that again. Their smallest player was bigger than our tallest player. So you'd think, GG's, we're screwed, right? Game over. They turn the corner, and they see Tony and his brother, Jareem, Daryl, Bo. We're not even wearing basketball shoes. We're just wearing like whatever we had. And we had already won the game at that point. I have never seen a group of private school kids looking so scared. You could say they're like, what is this? And we won by 2 points. You could make a movie about it. I don't know who would watch it. I don't know what the target audience is. And more importantly, who would I be cast by? Ryan Gosling? Zach Galifianakis? Dochi? Why did I say Dochi? Anyway, good story. Shout out to those guys. They are definitely not watching this, but if they are, I love all of you. I miss all of you. On to this run. I have gone big cuttlefish. And the scaling is done. So our big unit is a 2319, but we have scaling on our back 2 units, and we have a bear. There's a bear in there, and we are inking opponents, and we win. So this is the point where I'm playing this run, and I'm like, this is not a great Golden Pack team. I am not expecting a victory, but with only 3 wins to go, when you're in this situation, you can talk yourself into a win. And here the math is so kind. And we're going to win comfortably as a result. Now it's only 2 more wins. And this is the Golden Pack experience, I guess, in a competitive sense and versus all packs. Unless you're taking that guy that was in shop right there, Bird of Paradise, or maybe Cobra for long term, you want to win ASAP as possible. And I'm just going to keep buffing my... I mean, it's a level 1 bear, a level 1 catfish, a cuttlefish carry. It's not overly good, but as long as we don't get snipe start a battle, we should win. Here we verse Angler. He's trying a cool team. And it does look scary with that Nyala, but you'll find that we're going to win comfortably. And now it's just 1 more. Golden Pack, 4 out of 7. Think about it, like in the Super Auto Bets Gauntlet, you have to get 70 wins. We are on 39. And now I just want a good unit for my Beluga, and I tell you what, a wolf is not half bad. The gold is perfect. You could think chocolate cake, but I think a little bit of health is better. And here we go. Can we get over the line? What is it, turn like 13? Yeah, it's turn 13. They have Falcon, PDF. Level 2 wolf is scary. But that snipe is huge. We keep that Falcon low. We get a second bear swing. 4 out of 7. Let's go, man. On to pack 5, unicorn pack. This one I had to do some preparation and research for. If every Super Auto Pets pack was a high school archetype. I don't need to explain that further. Let's jump in. Turtle pack. If turtle packers were a high school archetype, they would be like the straight A student that never received a detention. Dare I say teacher's pet sort of energy. They would not be disliked around the schoolyard, but they wouldn't be overly liked. They are punctual, on time. Dare I say boring? Am I allowed to say that? I just saw something on the screen that I regret seeing. Yeah, turtle packers, you don't dislike them, you don't overly like them. Teachers like them. Team would. The teachers in this scenario. Either way, that's turtle packers. Puppy pack players, if they were a high school archetype, would be... I don't know how to explain this properly, but they're just like the superstar athletes. Puppy packers. And I think in my brain it's probably because puppy packs, like, they're known for like the powerful late game pets. And I just imagine a puppy pack board and I'm like, the puppy packers are just dominating phys ed lessons. They're the ones that treat phys ed lessons like they're the Olympics. I would know, I was one of those students. I feel embarrassed to say. But puppy packers probably fledgling academic results. But they're not class clowns. They just have that. They're just thinking about their game on the weekend. Star pack. Star packers would be that student in high school that started slowly. As in, when they entered high school, they were like maybe late developers, hadn't really found their personality and their identity yet. But then by the final year of high school, they are that guy or that woman. They are the beau of the ball, the what do they call it in America? The prom queen. They are absolutely dominating. They're the people you remember after high school. That's Star Pack. I don't need to explain it. You get it. And if you don't get it, you're probably one of the first 2 packs. Golden Pack in high school. Golden Pack's like the skateboarder, like the alternative. Undeniably cool. That's Golden Pack as a high school archetype. But not taken too seriously. Like, you see him, you dap him up, you say what's up, you wish him all the best, but you don't really, like, you know, that's Golden Pack. You're not really thinking beyond that. They just are cool people. Unicorn Pack. Unicorn Pack are the artsy types in high school. The artsy, the dramas. Respected for what they do, but misunderstood. The Unicorn Pack is, you respect what they have going on, but you don't really get it. And you don't really care to get it, if I'm being frank. Like, you stay in your lane. You go, Unicorn Packers. And finally, Custom Pack. Custom Pack players in a high school setting. These are the people that, in high school, that they march to the beat of their own drum. They're just different, a little odd, but you respect it. Like, undeniably weird, though. There was a student that I went to high school with called Jonathan S. Won't say his last name. He came to school in, like, year 9 with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Forearm thing. Like, you'd clip it on here, and then it would have a full field of play available. So you could, like, play your Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards on that. And he came, and I was just like, this guy is dominating. That would be the Custom Packers. You know, like maybe the type that rollerblade to school. I don't know. Like, you would never want to be... I say this as a Custom Packer in Super Auto Pets, but undeniably weird folk. That is if every Super Auto Pets pack was a high school archetype. Now to the run. I said in my first Gauntlet attempt that... We're going to pause here. That Unicorn Pack is by far my worst base pack, and I had a proven formula, which was to force the ailment pets. But the more I've attempted the Gauntlet, I actually feel really good about the XP builds, and the mana builds. So these are the 3 hits that I would have wanted here. Thank you, Wyvern, third best pet in the game, for making them all available to me. But based on what I'm building right here, we need Team Spirit. We just need to do it, because if I'm not getting any stats beyond what I have on my board, this run will be over right here. So it's Team Spirit, and I think we're going to see some misplays, but I can get a chocolate. And now our front 3 units are all leveling up. No, that's a lie. The front 2 units are leveling up. And even with 3 of our units getting sniped, we still win. So what's the situation here? We need 5 more wins. If I verse a heavy start of battle sniping team, I just lose. But I will take that level. And I think I'll rip this behemoth. I always knew it was a thing, but watching Bird play, shout out Bird, who was upset she didn't get a shout out in the first Gauntlet video. When I watch Bird play Unicorn Pack, she often will just rip a behemoth because of the stats and the ability to compare to a Water of Youth, and she'll figure the rest out later. And I have been adopting this tactic, as the math is beautiful on this Blowfish, but we still lose 1 health, Reverend. And I will admit, in my heart of hearts, I thought the run was dead right here. You don't want that Ogopogo, you want the level in battle. And there's Manticore, so you can come in, you can take a gingerbread. And what I want is this behemoth to turn into a phoenix or a manticore, or a team spirit would be fine. But I'm not prepared to take Water of Youth yet. What I really want was chocolate or levels. Gingerbread was probably worth it, maybe, not sure, not good at this pack. Is the run over right here? It's not, because Manticore wipes their backline, and the math is so good. We stay alive. Keep pushing, Reverend. Keep pushing, Reverend. I think you can end up with variants of this where you have Cyclops on your final board, but I'm just not playing it properly. There's a Phoenix, but it's too late to apologize. Now I have 3 level 2s at the front in battle, with a level 2 team spirit buffing them all. Scary team, Sea Serpent team, with a summon at the back. But now look at let's watch that again. Team Spirit is now buffing us up. As long as our units don't get sniped, we can feel good. And God bless the Gauntlet, because it's actually made me... I'm still trash. I'm still really bad at this pack, but at least I'm aware of why I'm bad. Does that make sense? Like, I'm getting... The Gauntlet is making me better. I'm thinking about it, but I don't do it. So you see the Ogopogo right there in shop. You could make the case that you want to level the Ogopogo soon in order to have more stats start a battle, but I'm waiting until I get my Team Spirit to level 2 before I do it. That was my thought. I think it's correct. The math here is good. And we start entering this space where it's like, hold on, we're kind of winning. We're not creeping over the line as much as I would have expected. So actually, instead of the Team Spirit, I look for the Red Dragon level. That might be correct. More Ogopogos continue to tease me in shop. So this Red Dragon is now level 3 in battle, right? Gigantic llama. But we smoke him. 2 more! 2 more, can you believe it? Can you bloody believe it? Now, you'll notice me playing slow here. Because where does the chocolate go? Honestly, watching it back, I'm not sure. You could make a case for Team Spirit, Sleipnir, or Manticore, I guess. Yeah, give us a chocolate or a Team Spirit. No, but we'll hit the Manticore. I mean, we have a high likelihood of wiping their back 3 units, which seems good. But do we have enough to get through the front 2? Do we actually wipe here? God, that's so strong. And then we mana snipe it. And we smoke. It's MCE bad. Grounded's rival. Grounded, that one's for you. Why the long pause, Reverend? We'll never know. Now we're not long pausing. We're short. No, I'm just gonna leave that joke. Double Compado. Don't tempt me, Frodo. If I was to level this Sleipnir into a Phoenix or a Manticore, yeah, Phoenix really, we would be cooking with gas. And I think I'm gonna rip this Manticore level to give me more stats in the shop. Am I? Maybe I'm thinking about Water of Youth. Water of Youth is too risky here, in my opinion. Like if I Water of Youth that Sleipnir and hit like a Yeti, massive downgrade. So I think this is correct. You can do it, Rev. You can do it. You are a wizard. The Phoenix teases me in the shop. We're gonna end turn. Do we get there? Question mark, question mark. We versed another Unicorn Pack team. We're gonna wipe their backline. And actually crush them. We are now 50 wins in to the Gauntlet. And we're on the weekly back. So, let me pause real quick as we get into this pack. The weekly had just dropped when I was doing this run. There's last week's weekly pack, but that doesn't really apply to what we're doing here because it's a new weekly. I'm going to pause here and we can actually break it down. So when you're watching this, this is the current weekly. And the run moves fairly slowly. I'm actually going to fast forward parts of it because I was trying to take it all in. But as soon as I open this pack, you always want to start by looking at your tier 6s. And then you want to look for any power units tier 5 to 3. But I saw Leech and I noticed that there was a heavy hurt theme build. Basically, I saw Leech Piranha and the ability to get like coconuts and stuff late game. And I was like, yeah, that just has to win. So I'm going to force Leech early. That was my plan. And we're going to watch on double speed from turns 1 to 7. Because this game goes late, but it is good. Anyway, before we get there, the theme of this run is my Dragon's Den pitch. So Dragon's Den, if you don't know, was like Shark Tank. The original Shark Tank in England. So I'm going to make my pitch as if I'm going into Dragon's Den. For the reverse, wait. They always like start outside and walk in. I haven't scripted this, by the way. I'm just a man with passion. The music's like doom 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 doom. The music fades. Hello, dragons. My name is RevGT, and today I'm seeking a £80,000 investment in exchange for 20% of my business, the Reverso sock. Now, they always do a thing where they give like a real-life scenario or anecdote. How often do you wear socks, dragons? Peter, you're famous for your socks. I know you wear socks. The rest of you, how often do you wear socks? Once per day? That's interesting. According to recent data from the British Fashion Council, 93% of people in the UK wear socks daily. And I am one of those people. I love socks. But I notice a problem. When it comes to the washing, I'm washing my socks an excessive amount. It's adding to my water bill. It's stressful. They often damage and get holes in them. So I thought about how can I improve this? And that's where I stumbled upon my idea, the Reverso sock. It is a 2-in-1 sock. And normally at the end of the day when you finish with the sock, you would throw it in the washing basket. But not the Reverso sock. The outside part of the sock that is touching the inside of your shoe is not particularly dirty. So what you do is when you're finished with it for the day, you flip it. You flip it. And then the next day you use the other part of the sock. So it's a 2-in-1 sock. So instead of wearing 7 pairs of socks in a week, you're wearing 3.5 pairs. And that's going to save you money long term. That's going to, it's a reversible sock. Now, before I end my pitch right here, I'd like to ask you this, Dragons. Sometimes I forget what they're saying, so there's an awkward pause for a while, and you can see I'm like sweating. Like, what were they going to say? The market is untapped, and socks are stuck in the 19th century. Join the movement, and let's fix socks in the UK once and for all. The more I think about this idea is horrible, because, like, it's still gonna smell. The socks are still gonna smell. Anyway, back to the run. We've stopped speeding it up here. If you've been paying attention and not listening to my horrible pitch, this badger is doing God's work at the back, as a back badger often does. And this run 100%. Of course, all glory to the Hypnotoad and the Leech, but really the badger was the secret sauce of this run. And now I take the... I'm gonna go back. What's the name of it? Markor! Oh, hi, Mark. Trumpet Scaly guy? I'm gonna bring him in. Welcome to the team. And then we're gonna hit a Nyala to give us the trumpets, and now we're scaling our Leech and our Badger even more. And my plan here is simple. Find Piranha, and then later spam Mongoose Puma to get many a coconut. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, like that. For a second, the Leech was 824. Shout out Kobe. Yo, not a game devlog? Someone who I just recorded an interview with, hint hint. And we get a mutual handshake draw game here. And now, what do I want? I really just want a level to find the Nyala. I mean, to find the Piranha as soon as possible. I think you just rice your camel here. The camel's going. And I thought about Nurse Shark, but based on this pack, I think all of the late game teams are going to be absurdly scaled, and there's no mushroom. So I say no to Nurse Shark, and you can see I've only got 3 wins here, so we are going late. But now this Badger has a perk, and we're going to start turning those draws into wins, which we're all excited about, I'm sure. So let's roll. Where's my Piranha? Dude, where's my Piranha? There's an Yggdrasil fruit. That's better than an Easter egg. I've been saying it for years. Keep rolling down. And God, it's frustrating. We do not hit the Piranha. It's a level 1 camels. Like, it's not the greatest Leech camel ever, but it is a healthy lad. Remo Sav is cooking, but so am I. And we take our 5th win. But if I don't find the Piranha, this run falls apart really good. And I don't think it's worth taking like a Triceratops at this point. Where's my Piranha? No! A Brussels Sprout. There was no melon in the pack, so maybe Brussels Sprout was fine. No, we're going to roll for Piranha. And I turned down that Nyala. I just really want the Piranha. Look at me, I'm smashing my screen. Like, where is my Piranha? We won't be finding it on turn 12. Let's keep it moving. Oh God, the Reverso sock. I don't think it's the product that I think it... That when I was making this, editing this at a certain point, I don't think it's as good as I thought it was. Have a look at this win here, by the way. Back Badger, dude. It just gets results. So I think I'm going to take this one now, because I'm like, okay, fine. But I skipped the past one, I'll take this one. And have a look. You'll catch me thinking here. Because remember, the Markor feints and pass stats backwards. So I don't want to put the small Nyala behind it. I'll put the big Nyala behind it. Rev, you're so smart. Would be nice if that intelligence was matched with a Piranha. But we're not going to find it here. Disgusting. And this opponent, seeing this opponent really scared me. I was like, oh no. It didn't fully dawn on me until this point. They've put Axolotl, Parrot, and Radish in the pack. Tom Gome, the customs freak, must be salivating like, oh, I can spam this in the weekly now. And scared I was. But have a look at this. The math is splendid. We pop Ambrosia and we actually secure a draw. So I still have 5 lives. On turn 14. We're gonna rip our level. Where's my piranha? Dude, please, where's my piranha? Disgusting. You can actually Markor chain now that I think about it. You could have Markors passing back to Markors. First time that sentence has ever been said in history. And hopefully the last. So here I thought coconut front leech maybe. But I decided that the peanut is good. Peanut butter it's called now, isn't it? And it is good. Get destroyed BPGS. I am as a GT, I am the superior acronymer. Just shut up, Rev. Now we're gonna rip the Brussels sprouts. And the run gets funky here. I need 3 more wins. But I think I don't even know how much I want to commit to this piranha at this point. Because it's level 1. It's a level 1 on turn 15. Here we go. We do win, so we have 2 more. But I'm still thinking, how much do I invest in this piranha? Like, it's a tough one, right? You're 2 wins away, but you've got 5 lives, so do you rush to the finish line, or do slow and steady wins the race? And by the way, slow and steady wins the race. I know that the tortoise technically beat the hare, but it really didn't, because it got like lucky once. Like if they ran that back the next week, the hare would smoke. Absolutely, you killed my badger, you son of a gun. Cool team, Bugwagon. You are a good player. I'm aware of your cook. Like the tortoise won, and sure, there's a nice moral in it, but the tortoise didn't really win. Like if I said to my wife, "Hey, I'm gonna race you. I'm gonna race you around the block. We'll start in 1 hour," and then she fell asleep, and I was like, "Haha, I won." No, I didn't. Like, it's copium. You did not win. Speaking of not winning, Mr. Hump, not your day. I have a badger. So now we're 1 win away. We're almost at the custom pack. So to go back to what I mentioned earlier, we have 59 out of the 70 wins we need to run the gauntlet. I'm turning down Pumas, but I am freezing mongoose, perhaps. That it has to be mongoose. It has to be. If the plural of mongoose is mongooses, my life is a lie. And here we go. This guy's headset's got the cook that I was hoping to get. And the breakpoints are pretty rough here. We were actually quite far away. Well done, headset. Now I'm on 3 lives. Oh my god, I can't lose with this team. And somehow I've stumbled my way into leveling the piranha. Now I'm really invested. But I have 3 lives, so like give me... Theoretically, if I can get all these units to 50 attack, and then I bring in the coconut spam, that's the best result, right? Because it doesn't seem like the kind of pack where you have summons in the middle of your team. Case in point. Gursley Bear. He kills my badger. Well played. Now I'm on, what, 2 health? Another situation where I'm scared, but I think I'm going to greed 1 more level of piranha scaling before I hit my big switch. But I got news for you, buddy, aka dear viewer. There will not be a switch. Because we're going to win right here against Doobie 087. Much respect. The elephant gets the trike into 1-shot range. We're going to trade with this rhino, and god, the badger is a bloody good unit. we get the win. On to custom packs. The final pack, God, this time has flown by. I'm extremely, you can probably see it in my eyes, I am even more sleep deprived than the usual sleep deprived self. So I can't even remember what I've said this whole run. Here we go. You know how I do it. I don't come in here with some sweaty, overpowered custom pack. I randomize my pack, and I don't look at it. I'm telling you, I don't think in my first Gauntlet video that got enough love. Think about it. This is like the final 10 wins, and people always spend so long eking out their sweatiest custom pack. I just go in and randomize it. Don't even look. I'm so mad. I just finished off the video and found out for some reason I'd pressed stop recording at that point. So now we have to run it all back. Anyway, here it is. The final pack. The final 10 wins. Custom pack 7 of 7. Here was what we did it with in the previous Gauntlet run. A delightful PDF enhanced build. Trigger. A trigger. It was so good. And now let's see if we can recreate that magic. And the theme for this video is Rev versus Army of Magpies. So there was a magpie in the shop right there. That is a magpie. In Australia we have magpies, but they are different. And in a country that is famous for its terrifying wildlife, if you ask any Australian, what animal are you most scared of? We all say magpie. By the way, I've sped up the early rounds of this run because it dragged a bit. So magpies, they're black and white in Australia, and they do something called swooping. When it is the time of the year where they give birth to their young, they become extremely protective and they will do something called swooping. Maybe you've seen a video. Essentially, like, if they feel like you're a little bit too close, they will indiscriminately just attack you. And they swoop. They're like flying above. You'll see them. Often they're on like a light pole or the top of a tree. And you're always keeping an eye on them, and sometimes it's just bang, suddenly they're just like nose diving, like dive bombing you like this, and they get really close, like they try and like peck your ear or whatever. They never just like are gonna like kamikaze into your neck, at least not on purpose, but they will attack you, and then once they swoop past you like this, they don't just fly away, they get back behind you again, and then whoosh, whoosh, and it is absolutely terrifying. And anytime as an Australian at that time of the year, you are on your best behavior. So what happens is all Australians develop like mechanisms to protect themselves. And the key one is to have like something in your hand, like a stick, or if you have a helmet, to have things sticking out of the helmet, because apparently that deters the magpies from attacking you. Is that true? I don't know. In my experience, they still attack you anyway. So there was a park near my house when I was growing up, and my best mate Tom, the park separated our houses. So if I wanted to go to Tom's, I'd walk straight to this park or vice versa. And this park was absolutely loaded with magpies, and they were like thugs, dude, like gang activity. And they were aggressive. But I felt like I knew how to deal with it. And one day, Tom and I, during swooping season, we were walking through this park. So I said to him, we're both going to grab a stick and we're going to hold it, and then if the magpies swoop us, we're going to swing like this above our head. That's it. I'm like, you got it? He's like, yep, got it. So through the park we go. As soon as we enter, like they often magpies will position themselves at like the entry points of parks. As soon as we enter, there's 3 magpies up to our left. 2 of them are together, one of them slightly away, but they're pretty close. So I see them and I'm like, keeping an eye on them, staying vigilant, like I'm in a jail cell almost, like always got to watch your back. Tom sees the magpie and just launches this stick. And now at this point for me, it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. Like I'm watching the stick go up like, no, what have you done? What have you done? What have you done? So it almost hits this magpie, and I'm looking up like, fight or flight, it's time to go. This magpie flies away from the branch it was on, grabs its 2 homies, and now we're getting triple swooped. Triple swoop. So this park was probably about the length of an NFL field, to give you a frame of reference. And Tom and I were the 2 fastest kids in our school. So we had some pace on us. But these magpies, 3 of them in unison, are coming at us. And I've still got my stick, so I'm like running like this. Tom, the poor bloke, doesn't have a stick, so he's just like, like that. So my mum is a big believer that magpies remember your face. Hello, Grounded, by the way. So my mum, when it's not swooping season, if there's magpies near our house, she's like, quick, get the bread. which apparently is bad for them, but I don't know, my mum's old school. Feed them bread. So what did I do after that incident? I was like, dude, I've got to be going through this park for many years. And I remembered, and when it wasn't swooping season anymore, I was just rolling up with loaves of bread. And making sure the magpies see my face, like, take this bread, take this bread. Which really, if you think about it, like, this could be just a long con run by magpies in order to secure them bread. They could be spreading the magpie propaganda. Oh, they're probably just, it's all fake activity. Anyway, that's magpies, scariest animals in Australia. So you'll see this run right now. We hit the stalk and the slimes early, and we never really found destiny, or we never really found a path, I should say. And here we are. It's turn 11. We've got 3 wins, minimal scaling, and we're on lethal. So how do you win this right here? I see 3 really good tier 6 units, and I'm unsure what will provide me the best chance to win. But I know Bakunawa is really strong, so I think I'll just take it, right? And we'll figure out positioning later. We do hit a cow level into coconut crab. So, you know, you need 3 food to trigger its coconut, right? So that's 1, that's 2. Wait, I have no gold left. So I'm forced to roll once and just buy something. And so now, have a look at this turn 11 team in customs. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. But we do have a coconut on our crab. And I verse Bree, who is obviously going for some kind of challenge. And we wear them down, and we just are gonna have enough on the back of our slimes to stay alive. So now the flashlight's getting doubled by the puma. Now our coconut crab is getting big. 2028. And I decided I'll take a crane. Once the coconuts expire, then it can potentially get melon. But how do I improve my team? This T-Rex is something, and something it will be. There's another, it's really awkward, right? And I'll be honest here, I'm not sure how this interaction works. If I feed this apple to this, does it reset? I'm guessing the answer is it wouldn't reset the coconuts, but I don't want to risk it. So I think I'm just going to apple the stalk or something. And let's see if this weird team can get another win. We keep marching. We verse Bree, who's also out here running the coconut crab. But my team is better. God bless the stalk. God bless the oyster mushroom. The Reverend keeps on fighting. And now I'm like, wait a second. I can now hit the... I can try to get this coconut crab to 50-50. That's probably my win con, right? If you're like, how does this terrible team win? It's probably just a massive... Oh, I think that might have been a mistake. I think it's it's just a massive coconut crab. And I could search for the level 2 puma. That would seem good. Then it basically would be 50-50, right? Or at least close. Ayu Vodka trying a very creative team. But he's not properly set up. And suddenly, right when you think this run was dead, we're now at 6 wins. We're at 66 of the 70 wins that you need to run the gauntlet. And what? I want this level 2 puma. I could roll once and I could hope for chocolate or something. Oh, it's so unfortunate. I don't think selling the slime is worth it. Definitely not. So we just have to keep it at level 1. And we chuck a Brussels sprout on a base stats puma. Can the Reverend keep marching? We verse Bree running Anubis Frostwolf. Bree, I know you are a cook, but this is, you're about 1 year behind on this one. And we have just enough health, and we have a whole lot of slime. We have a slime army, much like an army of magpies. 7 wins. Here comes the buff. And this is where I think misplays were made. I just want as many of these guys as possible, right? To keep this coconut, to make it the eternal coconut, right? And I should oyster mushroom it right here. The crane is actually problematic along with this build. Real Velo and crane is problematic. But I think it still actually can work, but it can cause problems. Here we go, some micro vampire bat team. But the vampire bat chokes. And the Reverend is on 8 wins. Hold the line. So let's look for the Real Velo level. Tempting. Tempting. Don't tempt me, Frodo. And we hit another pancakes. Which of course is good, but I think we still want oyster mushroom. An Yggdrasil fruit, you could... No, I think pepper is better. Yeah, and we go for the pepper. Okay, nice, nice, nice. We're on 68 wins, right? Out of the 70. So this is a situation where having crane and Real Velo was okay. We weren't punished. Shout out Barkin. We're on 69 out of 70 wins. We're right there. We're on the edge of glory, much like Lady Gaga. How do I win? Real Velo seems good. God, I should hit that oyster mushroom. And I think about it, but I don't. And we're going to roll down another oyster mushroom. Don't take it. We're going to stack this. Into battle we go. And I'm going to pause this one, start a battle. To run the gauntlet, people. Milk Knight. Milk Knight. I stumbled into my team, Coconut Crab Real Velo, on the back of a random pack playing it blind. You have taken time out of your day to run level 3 Behemoth with Coconut that's going to re-trigger twice. That actually makes me sick. So this is where the interaction is bad for us. It pops all of our coconuts, which then gets both of these to trigger, and the Real Velo overwrites the melon. Whereas if we had another Real Velo here, I've already crunched the numbers. Even if it was a Real Velo in second position, we still would have lost. So we can't blame the misplay. But there we go. I actually didn't run the gauntlet. This was the second time in my life I've hit 69 out of 70. But look, I think when you factor it in, this is still a win. I thank you for watching. I hope my tired ramblings of a madman were entertaining. It's just cool that, considering I'm doing like one upload a week at the moment, I like these longer form ones. It's fun to both run the gauntlet and then be able to talk about SAP and life surrounding it. And I will say, I saw many people, not just on the back of me, but on the back of Kelby and just seeing it in Discord, many people have been trying to run the gauntlet again. It's sort of like disappeared, now it's back with a vengeance. To the viewers who have not attempted the gauntlet yet, if you have all the packs, jump the hell in. It is so much fun. If you want to play it meta, if you want to play it non-meta. I encourage you, man. Like, I'm having fun with it. I'll probably be on the sidelines for a while now, but I hope all of you can get busy. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gone. Peace.